Nigerian election very disappointing. US-based institutes mentioned this. Yeah, Nigerian election was very disappointing. That's the truth. Everything about the election was bad. Everything about the election was terrible. The worst of its kind in the history of Nigeria. So everything about the election was disappointing to everybody. Mahmoud Yakubu sold the sold Nigerians and they betrayed all Nigerians because what he promised to do when he went to Chatham House, he failed because they paid him heavily to do what he's doing the dictates of the APC. He will get the reward, no two ways about it. The IROI and NDI said that members of the team were deployed across all 6 geopolitical regions of the country to observe all stages of the voting process. The Presidential and National Assembly election held last Saturday has been described as disappointing as it fell short of reasonable expectations of the Nigerian people. Joint Election Observation Mission of the International Republican Institute and the National Democratic Institute stated this on Monday. Okay, the 40-member delegation of the 2 United States-based institutes led by the former president of Malawi, Joyce Banda, said logistical challenges and multiple incidents of political violence overshadowed the electoral process and disenfranchised a substantial number of voters. The JEOM said this in their preliminary statement and recommendations made available to journalists in Abuja. The IRI and NDI said that members of the team were deployed across all 6 geopolitical regions of the country to observe all stages of the voting process. The organization said that their observation informed the preliminary findings and practical recommendations to improve future elections. Another story. The preliminary statement reads, the mission notes that despite the much-needed reforms to the Electoral Act 2022, the election fell short of Nigerian citizens' reasonable expectation. Logistical challenges and multiple incidents of political violence overshadowed the electoral process and impeded a substantial number of voters from participating. Ongoing currency and fuel shortages also impose excessive burden to voters and election officials, and Nigerian marginalized groups, especially women, continue to face barriers to seeking and obtaining political office. The US-based organization said that the late opening of polling units, polling locations, and logistical failures created tensions and compromised the secrecy of the ballot because of overcrowding. The JEOM said at the close of the polls, challenges with the electronic transfer of results and their upload to a public portal in a timely manner undermined citizens' confidence at a crucial moment of the process. Moreover, inadequate communication and lack of transparency by the Independent National Electoral Commission about their cause and extent created confusion and eroded voters' trust in the process. That is the truth. The combined effect of these problems disenfranchised Nigerian voters in many areas, although the scope and scale is currently unknown. However, the delegation maintained that despite the issues, Nigerians demonstrated their commitment to the democratic process. The ROI and NDI said voters demonstrated resilience and resolve to have their votes heard through the ballot. As the nation awaits the results of the February election, Nigeria people prepare for upcoming gubernatorial election. We urge political actors and their supporters to remain calm and exercise restraint. The U.S. Institute appeal. All this was now wash. That is the truth. That is the truth. It's quite unfortunate. The delegation called on stakeholders, especially the Independent National Electoral Commission, government, political actors, and civil society, to redouble their effort to deliver on citizens' expectation for transparent and inclusive election and to ensure that electoral outcomes were a credible expression of the voters' decision. Quite unfortunate. So this is what international observers have to say. They have done their job, they are gone. They can't change the things in Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate. And the Nigerian government is so adamant that they won't even listen to anybody. They are bent on doing their wish and their interest at the expense of the wish of all Nigerians. Very, very disappointing. INEC is a total fraud. That is true. The disintegration of Nigeria will follow this manipulated result, and it may happen. Let them get ready. INEC chairman is a stupid man with useless brain. Well, what is rejected on earth is rejected in heaven, and so shall it be. Yes, so please ban INEC chairman from traveling abroad. Yes. So if they can do that, that is great. But they won't do that because all these people, US, UK, Canada, all these colonial masters, they wouldn't even want to see Nigeria getting better, because if Nigeria is good, it means that all the rip-off that are ripping off politically from Nigeria, they won't rip us off. Okay, part of it is brain drain. Another one is fund, what they call it, cash flight. Okay, money international money flight to international domains. All of that will not happen. So they will just speak English and then they will go and stay on their own. That is it. Those involved in rigging this election will be the biggest losers. Even Buhari self will be disappointed in this foolish man called INEC chairman. It's not Buhari that put him there. It's Buhari that put him there now, and all of them are telling him what to do. It's playing to their dictates. That is what we see. So when Buhari was busy placing only Muslims in sensitive position, you never knew they have a plan. It was that plan that gave Tinubu the mind to choose Muslim ticket. But this rigging won't work. It will, of course, Buhari appointed this cow like himself. Buhari legacy in tatters. He has no legacy. Buhari has no legacy. That's the truth. Mahmoud Yakubu has written his name in the dark hall of shame in the sand of time. History will never be kind to him. That is the truth. That is the truth. So disgusting. This is the beginning of worst election in Nigeria if allowed to scale through. No more election in Nigeria with Tinubu as president. That is true. You have seen all the lapses now. What happens next? Of course, they don't have anything to... They only just issue a report now. After the report, they will go their way. After the report, they will go their way. Okay? So Nigeria has never seen this type of daylight robbery of INEC. That is it. They did it, and they did it to suit themselves. Since we can't get someone trim the moon to conduct a simple general election after 4 years of preparation and so much money has been made available, maybe Atayiru Jega should be brought back to head the INEC. Jega is the same thing. They're all the same people. What of Biden and Trump election, where supporters invaded and destroyed National Assembly? More disappointing in America. All of them are the same. Okay? So this is the state of the election in Nigeria. The international observers have just made their report, and that is the end. They have gone back to their houses, and that is the end of the story. It's now left for Nigeria to put his house together and do something good to reflect the interest and the hope of the people in Nigeria. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment on this report of the foreign observers that came to observe the presidential election.